Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols here. I want to talk to you about XMen, Access XMen. What is that? In Access Consciousness, we have a specialty area called Access XMen, and it really is where we begin to acknowledge that our difference is actually our strongness. The things that we think are so wrong about us because they are so different are actually our greatest capacities and our greatest strengths. A lot of people who have XMen capacities have been diagnosed with things like ADD, ADHD, OCD, autism, and other diagnoses that can include mental illnesses and things like that. And sometimes it's just being different in the world, functioning from a really different place where you don't necessarily have the capacity to judge, you don't have the capacity to do linearity, you don't have the capacity to sort of think in a cognitively appropriate fashion in this reality, because you might be kind of all over the place, or you might be considered like a dreamer, or you might be considered somebody who can't follow the rules or doesn't understand societal norms, things like that. What if that was actually a gift rather than a curse? What if it was a strongness rather than a wrongness? This is something that I didn't actually realize was going on for me. I thought I was fairly normal until I started looking from a different point of view and seeing how I functioned that was really different from the rest of the world. And for me, what didn't ever make sense was the judgments that people function from. The social norms, the ways that you're supposed to be with people, the ways that you're supposed to interact with people. None of that quite made sense to me. And I would always sort of think, I must be missing something here or I must be wrong because I don't know what I'm supposed to say in this situation. I don't know how I'm supposed to act in this situation. And sometimes I would say things in situations that would actually, people would completely misconstrue and misunderstand. And all of a sudden I'd be like, oh my gosh, I meant to be funny, or I meant to be, like contributory or whatever. And somebody was offended by that, and it never made sense to me until I realized and recognized, oh, I have these XMen capacities. I have a capacity to not actually judge and to not judge, even really understand judgment. It's more a capacity to be aware of judgment and think that it's mine or think that I need to do something with it. So one of the questions that I love that is a tool for XMen is, what am I aware of right now? Because what happens for XMen is we walk through the world with a very dynamic awareness of what's going on around us, of other people's universes, of other people's heads, of other people's judgments. We don't even realize that it's not ours. We're just aware. We're just perceiving things in other people's worlds rather than actually any of it actually being true for us. And we make it true for us, and then it sticks us because we don't quite know what to do with it. So if you ask the question, what am I aware of in any situation when you're feeling funky, or something's kind of off in your world, or you've had an interaction with somebody that didn't quite go the way you wanted it to, ask the question, what am I aware of here? And you may get a cognitive response. You may have like an answer pop up, but it may also really be just an energetic space, like an energetic awareness, or a sense of relief, or a sense of just acknowledging, oh, I'm just aware. And that can actually change everything. Because if you are an XMen, if this applies to you in whatever way, and this is not about defining ourselves, but you have more awareness than you even imagine. You have more awareness than you know. And probably you make that wrong about you rather than acknowledging, oh, I'm just incredibly aware. And when you start to acknowledge that you are just incredibly aware, and you acknowledge that it's not yours, and that you're just perceiving something rather than feeling it or having it be yours, then you can really start to have some space with it. And you'll start to realize even more and more and more that you are not wrong, You are just aware. And then you begin to use that awareness to your advantage, to create things in the world, to change the world, to create a different world in ways that you could never imagine. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe to my channel, and come on over to heathernichols.com and see what else we got going on. There's always lots of things and lots of fun happening, and I look forward to maybe seeing you in the world somewhere someday soon. Bye.